Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you, and welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester with me, Miss Belinda Scandal. On the show today, my darlings, we are going panto crazy. Oh, yes, we are, as we talk to Jason Manford and the cast of Peter Pan, coming to the Opera House very, very soon. As if that's not enough, we then got an interview about The Colour Purple, a fabulous musical coming your way very, very soon. And if that's not enough, we delve into a very diverse and gender-inspiring production called Emerging. It's all here tonight on Your Manchester. So welcome to each and every one of you to Your Manchester. Now, coming your way very, very soon, it is panto time, and we cannot wait. Manchester's biggest panto is, of course, Peter Pan, starring Jason Manford and Ben Nicholas, amongst others. We got a chance to speak to Jason and the cast. Let's go and have a see what they have to say. So, joining us now is Mr. Jason Manford. How the heck are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Nice, I'm going to get myself comfy for this. I've decided.
Do it.
Oh, yes, I am. Panto.
Panto.
I mean, that's wonderful for you, isn't it?
Well, I just thought it's one of the few things I've not done, to be honest.
Why have you avoided it?
It's not necessarily like I've avoided it. I guess I just, the way your work pans out, just sometimes not free. By the time I get to the end of the year, the idea of going, right, I fancy 2 shows a day for the next 4 weeks. But to be honest, this come up, in Manchester, 20 minutes on the house, and for 3 weeks, 10th till the 31st. So it's a dream, really.
Now, these pantos by this production aren't renowned for being particularly easy, are they?
They're not. They're full on, and they're also like there's a lot going on. We've got flying crocodiles and pirate ships, and I mean the special effects are fantastic.
They go for it. And who are you playing in this thing?
I'm Peter Pan, obviously.
Peter Pan, that's what I thought. Oh, you could
Wendy.
have been Tinkerbell.
Could have been Wendy, yeah. I am Hook.
Hook.
I've got a bigger hook than that, if you will.
Well,
so I've heard.
Some rumour has it, yeah. So, what challenges are you facing with this show?
That's unlike. It's not like you, is it?
It's not, is it at all? What challenges are you facing? I'm keeping this as family. I was told when I came here, keep it family. What challenges are you facing with this then?
I've got to say the act is really heavy. Even just this morning in the photos, I was thinking, God, my neck.
Yeah, it's going to be sore by the end of the run, isn't it?
But to be honest, I mean, I don't know yet, if I'm honest. I've met, the other guys this morning, the other cast.
And this is the first time you met them?
This is the first time we've met.
Wow.
Other than social media and all that sort of stuff. Sometimes you feel like you know people, don't you?
Yeah.
And they've done loads, which is great. I'm just really looking forward to sharing a stage with Ben Nicholas, who's my SME, and he's just been doing Manchester Pantos for donkey's years, and everybody loves him. I'm really looking forward to sort of playing with him on stage, because when you're on stage with other people who are funny, some comics find it like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. When I did the producers and had Corey English on there, was just an absolute dream having somebody on there who's like doing half the work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is lovely.
So are you having to take a bit of a backstage sort of thing from being as funny as what we know you can be?
Well, not necessarily, but I guess Hooks, he's the baddie, isn't he? And he's not the one who's got all the wisecracking lines and stuff. That'll be Ben's stuff. But we'll certainly find fun to be had. It's like Morecambe needed a wise, didn't he? So yeah, I guess I'm more in the straight man, I guess, which will be
unusual.
It's just unusual, but also it's kind of fun and a bit of a
And how much of the script will you be sticking to then? Because renowned for pantos, and especially when you've got somebody else that you'd be bouncing off perfectly, it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, I mean, they've let us sort of help with bits of writing the script and developing it and stuff, which has been great fun. I sort of had this idea a while back, which I'm glad we managed to get in, which I said to the guys, I've always felt a bit sorry for Hook in a way, because, all right, he's a baddie, but this kid's chopped his hand off and fed it to a crocodile, and I'm the baddie. Like, I think that's victim blaming.
It is a bit, isn't it?
I think so. So I just thought, do you know what? I wonder if there's a bit of a Hook backstory here. So we've developed that a little bit, which will be fun. I think we've sort of made it so he's got a bit of previous with Peter, that he was one of the lost boys back in the day, and then ended up growing up and falling out. So hopefully there's a bit more substance to it. And that, like you said, with this company, they really go for it. This is not even the costumes and the music and everything. This has not been thrown together like this. They really go for it.
Yeah, it's not your run-of-the-mill panto.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Amazing. They are renowned for it. But you talk about Lost Boys there. What was you doing when you were kind of the age of what the Lost Boys were?
I wasn't necessarily out and about firing bow and arrows and climbing trees and that. But I don't know really. What would be 8, 9 years old? Probably just on the front really. Just playing football with my mates and occasionally we did set fire to a forest once, but that was only like
it happens, doesn't it?
It just happens, doesn't it? You're 9. Yeah. Someone's left some matches, you know what I mean? Like you should never do that, kids.
No.
So I think I was a bit mischievous. I was in trouble a lot. With other adults and stuff. I never brought the police to my mum's door though.
Did you know?
That was always something she said, like it was a bonus.
Yeah.
Hey, they never brought the police to my door. Like he's 9, like they never should he. But we were mischievous rather than naughty, I think.
So playing this type of pirate then, he's like the most synonymous pirate.
He is, isn't he?
You've got Jack Sparrow in him, basically, haven't you?
Yeah, him, Jack Sparrow, Blackbeard, and that's it really. Yeah.
So what we're looking for from Jason Manford?
I'm feeling a bit of Dustin Hoffman, from Hook. Like I'm feeling a bit of that, but at the same time, I've got the hat, I've got the wig. They've coloured my beard in blacker than it normally is. They've started drawing lines on my head this morning. I was a bit like, I spent my life trying to get
rid of them,
like colouring them in.
Definitely not a vanity project for you, then.
No, definitely not. The outfit's incredible and all that. So, and they got the hook. So I feel like my voice is probably the only noticeable thing still about me, so I think he might be a bit of a mank hook.
You're keeping this accent?
I think so.
I think you should, especially if you're in Manchester.
Yeah, I think I might start off with a bit of a posh voice maybe, but no, I think at some point I'll just end up like this.
So why should people come and see this panto?
This panto it's going to be the main panto certainly in Manchester, if not the Northwest. They, as I said, this company, they're doing the big one at the Palladium. They've got this one here. They are like the kings of panto, and it's the only reason I got involved really was because of them. Ben's hilarious. I have my moments, and but what I love about it is it's such a great introduction for kids to come to the theatre, and there's your tickets at the front in the stalls, which can be pricey, but there's tickets from 13 quid in the Opera House, and for 13 quid, because of the spectacle of it and the size of it, there's no bad seats in that theatre. It's a lovely theatre that is surprisingly intimate.
And comfy seats as well.
Comfy seats. They've spent some money on the seats.
It's comfy.
But I know sometimes, when you're thinking, family of 4 and 5, and cost of living and everything that's going on this year, you might think, this is the year that we leave it. But actually, you know what? If you do your shopping, and if you're thinking, money's a bit tight, Tuesday night, for 13 quid in the Upper Circle, you'll have a great time.
Just before you go, we have been asked to ask you, rappers and rustling of sweets in theatres, yes or a no?
I got to say, it doesn't bother me, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I mean, I can imagine it annoys people sat around, but as a stand-up, just the fact no one's throwing anything at me is a bonus.
Thank you so much for your time today, Jason Manford, everybody. Well, there's a fantastic musical called The Colour Purple. It's arriving at the Lowry very, very soon. To find out more, we sent Michael Adams.
So, are you excited to be coming down to Greater Manchester to star in The Colour Purple?
Coming up to Greater Manchester is what it is.
Greater Manchester. What's it like when you're touring around? I imagine it must be quite tiresome, mustn't it?
Oh, do you know what? I'm used to it now. I've been session singing for about 8,000 years, yeah. For a very long time. Actually, I'm used to doing one-nighters. So actually to sit down for a week in one place is actually a bit of a luxury for me. So no, it's fine. It is tiring, but it's just one of those things where you get used to looking after yourself. Yeah.
Now, you've had some incredible projects you've been involved with in the past. I was reading earlier, so Sister Act, The Lion King. Do you have a personal favourite, a career highlight?
Oh gosh, because they're all so different. They're all so different. Like Sister Act is totally different to The Lion King because obviously I was playing Shenzi the hyena. What's really weird, actually, Joe, just thinking about that now, because I was going to say, obviously, Sister Act is Whoopi Goldberg, and then obviously The Colour Purple is Whoopi Goldberg, but then The Lion King, Shenzi is also Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like stalking her around.
Well, I was just about to say, have you seen the film The Colour Purple, of course, which starred Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey? Are you a fan of it? Or perhaps you read the book?
Absolutely. My mom borrowed the DVD off a friend of hers years ago, and I remember her just like shouting at the telly, like getting really involved in the film and everything. And we weren't watching it with her at first, and then because she was so animated and so into it, me and my brothers and my dad were all drawn into the living room, and we're all sitting there just rooting for these characters and getting drawn into the story. It's just so brilliant. It's an amazing story. It really is.
Well, speaking of which, for anybody who hasn't perhaps read the book or seen the film, tell me about your character Cecile's story.
So Celie, so we meet her in early 1900s Georgia, and in our piece she starts off at the age of 14, and we follow her through a period of about 30 years. And she has just the worst life. She is abused kind of sexually and physically. There is incest within the family. She's lost her mother. She's torn away from her sister. She's got an abusive father. It's a really tough life. She has two children very, very early in life, through a very abusive relationship with her father. But we see her develop and grow and find self-love and self-worth and respect through the help of really, really strong women in her life, in the shape of her friend Sophia, who eventually becomes the wife of her husband's son. That's very complicated, isn't it? And her eventual lover, Shug, who is this amazing kind of singer and performer and everything, who comes into town and everything. So we see her development throughout the piece. And it is really just beautiful. The music's great. The book is really well written, so the script was really easy to learn. It's one of the best things I've been in, to be honest. It really is brilliant.
So it sounds like you take the viewer, but it is, I guess, the in real life viewer, the audience, on a real journey throughout the production. Now, I love a musical. Tell me what we'll hear in the show.
Oh gosh, lots of different genres actually. So you'll hear like kind of things that are obviously influenced by spirituals, gospel music, blues is in there. It gets a little bit funky at times, you know. It's got and obviously it gets kind of every now and then kind of traditional kind of musical theatre-y as well, from just out of nowhere.
Too beautiful for
So there's a bit of something in there for everyone, and you hear the most stunning harmony as well. It's beautifully scored. It really, really is. So just come for just some amazing singing and just some really well-written music as well. Yeah, you'll hear everything. Your ears will enjoy it.
So, Me'sha, it's such an important story, of course, to tell. Why should people come down and see it?
People should come and see it because it is hugely uplifting. And I think for Celi's character, to see someone have such a terrible, dreadful time and still battle through and stay positive within the face of adversity, and to come through at the end a better person, stronger, and having influenced and inspired so many other people through her journey, that is just a wonderful thing to see. Come to be uplifted, come to enjoy yourself, have a good night out. You're going to cry probably throughout the piece as well, to feel something and to think about something, and to connect with other people as well. It's really, really important for us to have that.
Sounds good to me. Well, that's The Colour Purple at the Lowry from the 11th of October. Me'sha, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How fantastic is that? What else is going on though in Manchester, Michael?
Hello, Michael here with a roundup of everything that's happening this week in and around Manchester. Halloween is heading to Chester Zoo this month with a new and free interactive Halloween trail that will give you the creeps whilst also allowing you to get to know some fascinating creatures better. Visitors can explore the zoo's trail where they'll encounter some unique animals such as the Komodo dragon, gaboon viper, poison dart frogs, blue Komodo viper, tarantula and upside down jellyfish. Tickets can be purchased on the Chester Zoo website. And this Friday, the iconic Grade 2 listed Victoria Baths will be transformed into an independent and alternative Aladdin's Cave. For one night only, the night market will showcase the finest local talent and feature over 100 independent stalls. There'll be a vast array of street food to indulge on, alongside a vintage pool party filled with the finest treasures and best in local music talent. Tickets are just £6. And don't forget, if there's something you think we should be covering, why not get in touch? Tweet us at YourMCR. I'll see you again soon.
Well, joining us now is a brand new, fantastic production. It's a world premiere that is coming to the Lowry, and I could not be more excited than this. So get your little calendar out right now. You're looking for the 7th and the 8th of October, coming up really, really soon. It's fantastic. It's called Emerging, and joining us now is two of the fantastic creatives behind this production. Welcome to you both, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perhaps tell us a little bit about this then, because it seems from the notes I've been given to encompass so much gender diversity, gender stereotypes that are all being tackled within your show. Tell us more about it.
The show is about the journey that we took after I came out as trans and the dialogue that we had between each other. When I first came out, it was quite difficult to communicate, so we were recommended to write letters to each other. And we use these letters as the basis for the show and inspiration.
So by its very nature, this seems like quite an autobiographical piece that you bring into the stage. How brave is it, do you feel, to tell these stories?
Yes, it's completely autobiographical. Yes, I feel we are brave and courageous, but I think in life you need to take courageous decisions. And the reason that we do it is because we want to create a piece of advocacy and a piece that truly speaks about the complex relationship in a story of transition between a mother and their son.
And what are we seeing on the stage then? How will this be interpreted on stage?
It's a very layered performance. So Scarabeu's Aerial Theatre is an aerial theatre company. So we tell stories usually using visual imagery, amazing soundtrack, and we use aerial and truss. And so this story is very physical. We use a number of custom-made aerial pieces of equipment. We use the ground. Naisa is a beautiful dancer. And has got a beautiful soundtrack, which is also layered with recording of extracts from those real letters. And it's a very moving piece. We have done an invited sharing 2 weeks ago, and people were very moved.
And of course, this has been co-commissioned by the Lowry itself. I mean, how does it feel to have the support of such a well-known entertainment establishment behind you?
It has been fantastic, because when 3 years ago I had the first conversation with Steve Cowton, the head of theatre operations here, and then the Lowry has been incredibly generous in their support in all possible ways, and they really also, now that we are here, the team is fabulous. They've given us the key theatre for a week, because clearly this is not your usual performance. You're not entering a formal stage. You're entering a very intimate and epic story. And the whole team, everyone has been bending backwards and forwards to support us. And that is amazing, absolutely amazing. And we are so grateful.
So why do you think people should come and watch this show?
I think, well, the main message of the show is to obviously advocate for trans rights, but also we wanted to tell it in a way that was relatable to people on the topic of change, on family dynamics and relationships. And the ultimate message is acceptance, basically, and love, and spreading that. So people should come and watch it for that reason.
Well, it sounds absolutely amazing. This is coming to the Lowry the 7th and the 8th. And from the research that I've done into this, I implore everybody to get a ticket, to go and watch this and experience this fantastic diverse and unique piece of theatre. Check it all out. For now, though, thank you to the both of you for joining us today. Thank you. Well, it's not fantastic weather right here, right now. However, we want to know what the rest of the weather will be like this week. So, it's over to you, Paul Rudd.
Good evening. Hello there, my lovely weather watchers, and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. We are now in October. It's not been a good start so far, but thank you so much to Greg Barker for sending us this fantastic photo of a rainbow overlooking Adswood Park in Stockport. Now, please send us your weather photos to contact us at yourmcr.com. This week, it's not going to be wall-to-wall sunshine, but it's not going to be a complete washout. Here's this week's weather details for Manchester. Oh, but it is going to be windy, and hold on to your hats. Here come the details. Okay, Thursday is looking windy, sunny intervals and the occasional showers with the temperatures of 15 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking blustery showers and wind with sunny intervals as well with the temperatures of 15 degrees Celsius. And as we jump into the weekend's weather right now, Saturday is looking like rain with the temperatures of 13 degrees Celsius, and Sunday is also looking like rain with the temperatures of 14 degrees Celsius. So get your big coats on, get those umbrellas up and dodge those raindrops, like I say. Time to go back to the studio right now for this week's brilliant episode of Your Manchester.
Well, that's it for this week's show of Your Manchester. Make sure you join Mark Llewellyn next Wednesday, 8 p.m, only on Your Manchester.